The Toyota Camry has been around for quite some time now, and it has gained a great reputation for being a reliable, affordable, and practical way to get from point A to point B. With the redesigned Camry being hybrid exclusive, you can no longer get a V6 powered Camry. So is this 2023 Toyota Camry XSE V6 a great choice in 2025? Let's go ahead and find out. As always, let's begin by talking about the pricing and the trim level. The 2023 Camry came in 6 different trim levels: the LE, SE, SE Nightshade, XLE, XSE, and TRD. You can get a 4-cylinder hybrid or a V6. For your information, the LE was the most affordable and basic one, and the TRD was the most performance-oriented. This car was about $36,000 starting when it was brand new, which is pretty similar to today's pricing. That is also what it is selling for today because this car holds its value so well. Let's go ahead and see what you get for the money. Up front, you get a pretty bold and aggressive design. Everything is going to be blacked out, but not everything is functional. These vents underneath the headlights are going to be completely fake. Speaking of the headlights, when you choose the XLE, XSE, or TRD, you will get some more upscale fully LED headlights. That includes an LED daytime running light, projector style LED headlamps, and turn signals. There are no fog lights, but these do look a lot nicer than what you get on the more affordable Camrys. Moving to the side, you will find these blacked out 19-inch alloy wheels on the XSE. These are very sporty and look very nice against the side of the car, and when you get the TRD, you will find red TRD center caps. Unfortunately though, you cannot get upgraded brakes on the Camry. Taking a look at the side profile, you will find blacked out trim surrounding the windows on this XSE model, body-colored moldings at the bottom, and a 2-tone roof. This is actually available in multiple different colors, and it is still available on the 2025 models. The mirrors have heating and blind spot monitoring, although power folding and auto dimming are not available on any Camry. The Camry's rear end is pretty simple and sleek. At the bottom, you will find a more aggressive diffuser with quad exhaust and a blacked out spoiler. All your badging is going to be finished in chrome, and the taillights are going to be fully LED on this XSE. If you choose a lower end model, it is going to be mostly incandescent, but I have to say that on this XSE, these taillights look super nice. You get an LED brake light, an LED reverse light, and an LED turn signal. Having fully LED lighting for this price is pretty rare for the segment, and I have to say it looks amazing on this car. But now let's go ahead and check out the interior and see what you got for $36,000 back in 2023. This car isn't very expensive, and it is kind of an economy car, so you shouldn't really expect any crazy luxury from this cabin. Starting with the door panel, you will find plastic on the upper trim, some aluminum trim, leatherettes on your armrest, and a good amount of storage space at the bottom. All of your switchgear is going to be finished in plastic. The seats are made of real leather and they are quite comfortable. They have heating, ventilation, and 10 ways of power adjustments. Now let's take a look at the rest of the Camry's interior. The steering wheel is pretty simple overall. It is leather wrapped and heated, and while you do get paddle shifters that are larger, they are made of plastic. All your controls are located right here, and they are pretty simple to use. To the left, you get a bunch of buttons that are pretty self-explanatory, and you also get this little cubby right here. As far as the gauges are concerned, on this XSE model, the analog gauges are going to be accented with red. You do get a center display in the middle, and you do get a good amount of customization. It is pretty standard for Toyota in the year 2023, and if you want more customization, you can upgrade to the 2025 model, which is redesigned. There really isn't a whole lot to talk about here, but it is a little bit hard to see when the sun is out. As far as materials are concerned, they aren't going to be super impressive in this Camry. On the upper dash, you will find soft-touch plastic. There is some gloss black trim that is held up pretty well over 73,000 miles, and there's some faux carbon fiber trim. There's more soft-touch plastic on the dash as well as more piano black, and down here you will find some matte black plastic. The Camry has some pretty clever storage solutions. First of all, you get these 2 cup holders right here with a little pass-through so you can put your phone. Behind the shifter is a wireless phone charging pad. By the way, it can fit a Pro Max iPhone, and you can slide that back. And then there's a little storage cubby. It is pretty large, and you can put your key fob in there. By the way, this is what it looks like. Pretty typical Toyota design. There's Camry branding on the back. And like I mentioned earlier, you have a little storage cubby off to the left. In the center console, you will find a decent amount of storage space, and it should be felt lined, but this particular model does not have it. This is just something that is wrong with this particular car. No other 2023 Camry should have this issue. You also get two USB ports, 1A and 1C. The climate controls are completely physical buttons and knobs, and they are very simple to use. Just click these buttons to adjust the fan speed. Use these knobs to adjust the temperature. And overall, there really isn't that much to say about it because it is so simple. I don't love that it is surrounded by piano black because that's going to get scratched up pretty easily, but it does look quite nice. Down below that, you will find an outlet. Underneath that, you will find a 12-volt outlet and a USB port for your Apple CarPlay. As far as the main infotainment system is concerned, you get the old Toyota software on this 2023 model. As you can see, it looks very dated for 2025 and the resolution isn't that good. For instance, this is what the navigation system looks like. Pretty bad. This is the home screen, but I do like that for the XSE model, you get some red accents. There's wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The system is pretty simple to use, but it isn't very quick, and as just mentioned, the resolution isn't amazing. One advantage of going with the XSE is that you get the larger screen and push-button start as standard equipment. On the other models, you will have to pay for a tech package to get those features. The shifter is located down here, and it is the Toyota shifter that we know and love. Go all the way down for drive, push over to the left for sport transmission mode and manual shifting. Go to the second notch for reverse, and that will bring up a very low resolution backup camera. At least there's a 360 view, but as you can see, it is very hard to see anything very clearly, and it is actually super dark, so that's not very helpful. Let's see if the parking sensors are any good though. So I'm pulling up to my tripod. They aren't making any noises. Okay, so I'm very close to the tripod, and there's a little graphic on the gauge cluster. Getting closer, it's going to get a little bit faster, and there's another graphic on the 360 view. So the parking sensors work pretty well overall. I don't really know why they weren't picking up on the tripod as I was getting close to it, but I would say they work pretty well. Down in this area, I forgot to mention that you have your heated and ventilated seat controls, and you also have your drive mode selection, your brake hold, and your electronic parking brake. The electronic parking brake automatically engages when you put the vehicle in park. Up top, you are going to find a normal rear view mirror, and there is a panoramic sunroof on today's model. Now let's check out the passenger side on the 2023 Toyota Camry XSE V6. The door panel is pretty simple, you don't get a ton of storage space, and it is mostly made of plastic. The seats are made of leather and they are heated and ventilated. They also include 8 ways of power adjustment, which is pretty nice. On the dash, you will find some soft touch plastic, faux carbon fiber, and gloss black. Here is your heated and ventilated seat controls, and in the glove box, you will find a good amount of storage space. This isn't that good compared to other smaller SUVs, but I think it works for this vehicle. Let's check out the second row next. Even though this is a sedan, this car is surprisingly used as a family vehicle. Let's check out the accommodations. On the door panel, you will find a small amount of storage space at the bottom, and everything is going to be finished in plastic. The seats are made of real leather and they are not heated or power adjusting. They are just upright in this position, but at least they are pretty comfortable. In the back of the Camry, there's a pretty good amount of legroom and headroom. The seat back pocket is pretty tight and the back of the seat is going to be finished in leather. In the middle, you will find 2 vents, 2 USB ports at the bottom, as well as an armrest and 2 cup holders. Let's check out the trunk next. As a mid-size sedan, the Camry should have a lot of storage space in the trunk. To open it up, just use the key fob, and it does actually open very smoothly considering that it is not powered. This car has 15.1 cubic feet of space, which is very impressive for a sedan. Additionally, you get 2 large cubbies and hooks. The cargo area is very impressive in the Camry, but let's go ahead and check out the powertrain next. Under the hood of this model is a 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6. That produces 301 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque. That is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and this car gets 22 mpg in the city, 31 on the highway, and 26 combined. You get multiple engine options in the Camry. You can get a standard 4-cylinder, a 4-cylinder hybrid, or this V6. The newest Camry comes exclusively as a hybrid. It does produce plenty of power and does 0 to 60 in about 7 seconds, but it does not have the refinement or the sound of the V6. It does get significantly better fuel economy though, with the LE model having about 53 mpg. The XSE does about 45. Another noteworthy thing is that you cannot get all-wheel drive on this previous generation Camry. That is only available on the 2025 model. The Camry is still one of the best-selling sedans you can buy in 2025, and it's been like that for a long time. But with that comes a lot of competition. From the 2023 model year, the Camry's main competitors included the Honda Accord Sport Touring, the Subaru Legacy Touring XT, the Hyundai Sonata Limited, and the Kia K5 GT. In my opinion, the Camry is the best. It has so much space, it is bulletproof reliable, and the resale value is amazing. It also has a lovely V6 underneath the hood. The resale value though is seriously impressive. When this car was brand new, it was about $40,000, and 73,000 miles later, that is what this car is being sold for. This Camry is 194 inches long and 72 inches wide. Well, that is going to wrap up this video on the 2023 Toyota Camry XSE V6. The Camry is an amazing choice in 2025 whether used or new. The V6 packs in plenty of punch, makes a great noise, and the interior is practical and relatively simple. It is a great car to get you from point A to point B and would make an amazing daily driver. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.